Last evening, my wife's boss from her new job in sales invited us to lunch at her place.
We would love to go.
On the drive over, my wife said,
I need this promotion. Don't be embarrassing.
My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s. And so it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes. My wife was pleased. Soon she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I discovered how undercooked this steak was. Oh no. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak, but I prefer medium. I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill, short of rare. It was practically still mooing. I was fidgeting there with my knife and fork. This is great. Worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating the steak. Claim veganism. No, I already showed great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's where I messed up. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen. It was, until my raw slab of steak slammed up against it. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare, and was unaware of my predicament, turned and stared at me like I was some sort of Martian. You couldn't tell, but I knew.
It's the Botox.
My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene. The steak pressed against the window and my bloody, empty plate, and gave me a puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like an eternity. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I was just cutting it, and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz, right, honey? I will clean this up. I can't believe this. Again, I'm sorry. Both women continued to stare at me like I was crazy. I smeared the blood all over the window with my cloth napkin. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the afternoon. My wife's only two words to me were, I'm fine. So, lesson learned. When it comes to impressing your wife's boss, it's best to stick with the basics, like remembering to wear pants and refraining from turning your meal into a misguided meat missile.
It's not funny!
Throw your hands up.